At this point on Joe's Drive-In, I've taken a look at quite a few movies. Some major, some not so much, but plenty of classics. This time, I'm gonna try something else and go in a much different direction. Let's take a look at 1967's The Gruesome Twosome.
The Gruesome Twosome! Gruesome Twosome!
The movie begins with this bizarre scene of two mannequin heads talking to each other while weird lounge music plays in the background.
You're new here, aren't you, dearie?
I sure am.
It feels like it goes on forever, but thankfully the conversation is cut short when a hand comes and stabs one of the heads, causing it to bleed. Okay. We then jump into the real movie and get introduced to the basic premise. This old lady runs a wig shop and attracts young women with a room for rent. Bet you can't guess where the wigs come from. Yes, in a shocking twist, there is no room for rent. She actually traps the girls inside where her mentally challenged son scalps and kills them. By the way, the old lady's got this taxidermy leopard named Napoleon, and she loves to talk to him.
Napoleon, 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 Napoleon.
A lot.
Racist Napoleon. Napoleon, 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 Napoleon. Right, Napoleon.
Multiple girls go missing, and the only one that seems to care about it is Kathy, a local college student with a habit of snooping. Of course, nobody listens to her concerns until the very last minute.
Brother, that's all I need. Kathy Baker, girl detective. How'd I ever get mixed up with a female James Bond?
Bye.
This movie sucks. Usually, I like to talk about a movie's good acting, cinematography, characters, something, but I really can't find anything good about this one.
Nobody can steal what's in your head or in your heart, I always say. Come with me, dear. And it'll be over as quick as you can snap your fingers.
A lot of the characters are fairly annoying, especially the old woman, Mrs. Pringle. Her voice sounds terrible and she's always squawking at Napoleon.
Napoleon, 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 Napoleon.
Her son Rodney isn't much better, using every opportunity he's on screen to be, well, embarrassing.
No! I will do it for you!
The cinematography is nothing to write home about either. There isn't one creative shot or even any interesting lighting to speak of. But let's take a moment to talk about the acting. Some of this is truly the worst I've ever seen, and I went to film school. Take a look at this cop.
Kathy Baker, I've heard that name before. Oh yes, you're the girl turned in a complaint about a body being hidden in the closet at the school.
He seems like he couldn't possibly be less interested in doing this. Then there's this old guy that he's questioning, who's somehow even worse.
Hey, they don't know what she's talking about. They want her arrested for trespassing in their yard.
What the fuck was that? This is definitely a film with nothing going on. For a horror movie, it's certainly not scary, and for a movie called The Gruesome Twosome,
The Gruesome Twosome! Gruesome Twosome!
it's very light on the gore. Kills look incredibly fake. The scalping scenes are using obvious bald caps with absolutely no attempt to hide them. There is one kill where Rodney takes out a girl's liver, which is the closest we get to being gruesome, but it still isn't much.
Napoleon always has liver on Thursday.
Wikipedia doesn't actually classify the movie as horror, instead calling it a splatter comedy. But even if it isn't a horror movie, I wouldn't say it's filled with splatter, and it's not funny either, so it fails either way. This movie isn't very long at all, only running a little over an hour, but makes so many strange choices with how it uses its runtime. Like, what's with that mannequin intro? It's like watching some surreal video from the dark side of YouTube. There's another scene where a few of the students go to see a movie, and the movie in question is just this really long clip of some couple talking while you just look at their food.
Something has come between us. What is it, Terrence? What is this thing?
A banana.
It goes on forever and has nothing to do with anything.
I mean it, Terrence. You've been avoiding this discussion. But if we mean anything to each other, please.
What the hell is this? I'll tell you what it is, it's a waste of my time.
Haven't you anything to say to me, Terrence?
More beer.
In the end, The Gruesome Twosome
The Gruesome Twosome!
is a terrible movie. I've mentioned before that my message with these videos is that every movie deserves to be seen. While that's still true, I really can't say I recommend this movie at all.
Somehow I knew you wouldn't understand. I've been to college.
If you're in the mood for a bizarre piece of crap, or perhaps want to give exploitation film a try, then check it out. At just an hour and 12 minutes, it won't take too much out of you. Just know what you're in for.
Napoleon, 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 Napoleon. Gracious Napoleon, 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 Napoleon. Right, Napoleon, 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 Napoleon.
Whoa, back off, Frank. We work very well together, okay? Gruesome Twosome! Gruesome Twosome!